8 o'clock? माँ, प्लांट्स को वाटर कर दिया है, कल का खाना भी फ्रिज में रख दिया है और गोल्डी को भी खाना खिला दिया, ओके?
पर बाबू, सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट चीज तो तू भूल गया।
कौन सी चीज?
मेरी दवाइयाँ कुरियर करवानी थी ना बेटा, 2 दिन में खत्म हो जाएंगी।
हाँ, मैं तो फार्मेसी गया ही नहीं।
बाबू तुम फार्मेसी क्यों नहीं गए? 1 मिनट बेटा, दरवाजे पे कोई है। बाबू
माँ, नाउ थ्रू मेड मेमो मैं आपको दवाई कहीं से भी भेज सकता हूँ और मैं आपकी किसी भी चीजों को नहीं भूलता।
लव यू बेटा।
MedMemo is a powerful tool for managing medical bills and ordering medicine online. Just go to medmemo.com and register now.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, looks like you did not have the morning tea, so let me try once again. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Okay, the breakfast is there. So good. My name is Asif, and I'm going to take you for the I'm allotted about 25 minutes. I don't know if it's still the same. But I'm going to take you some part of the journey in what I do and what we have to deal with in order to make better choices for a Vision Unlimited. Ladies and gentlemen, first I want to ask you a question. So let me just...
Windows D. Windows D. Folder view list view. IBM Home. iTunes. B. Backup. Enter. Backup. Items. L. Libraries. Enter. D. Documents. Enter. Documents. R16.txt.
Sorry.
Home. App. PR. PNC. Presentation. Enter. Shell folder. PE. Perception and judgment.pptx.
Okay.
Enter. Opening dash. Opening dash PowerPoint. Ready. Perception.
Okay.
F4.
Sorry.
F5. Optimal resolution notification. First. Slide 1.
Is it visible? Right? Okay, great. So I'm going to ask you a question, okay? And I, as an HR professionals, and if you have seen this before, I would request you not to participate, but if you have not, feel free. And
Slide 2. Can you judge who is the better?
so I'm asking you to read this very, very carefully, this slides, and if you're done reading, say aye.
Mr. A.
Okay, are you done reading? Say aye. Okay, I'm still not sure. Okay, let me try it again. If you are done reading, say aye. Brilliant. Now let me ask you a question. Out of this, who do you think is the best person out of these three? If you think it is Mr. A, say aye. Okay. If you think it is Mr. B, say aye. Okay. Yeah? Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So can you just, okay.
Can
All
you
right.
judge who is the better?
Okay. So somebody in the back is not able to see it. I'm so sorry. So let me just apologize.
Mr. A. He had friendship with bad politicians.
So Mr. A, he has a friendship with bad politicians.
Mr. B. He was kicked out. Mr. B. He had friendship with bad politicians, consults astrologers, 2 wives.
Okay. Consults astrologers, has 2 wives, drinks.
Mr. B. He was kicked out of office twice.
He is kicked out of the office twice.
Mr. C. He was kicked out of office twice. Sleeps till noon. Used opium and college and drinks whiskey every evening.
Okay, and does drugs, does drink.
Mr. C.
Mr. C is very faithful, he's loyal, and he never cheats on his wife and has no bad habits.
He is a
okay? So let me ask the questions again. Who thinks that Mr. A is the better out of 3? If yes, say aye. Okay? Who thinks that Mr. B is better than the 2? If yes, say aye. Okay? And who thinks Mr. C is the best out of the all 3? If yes, say aye. Brilliant. I also made the same mistake. So let's see.
Slide 3, slide.
Okay?
Slide 3. Mr. A.
Okay.
Franklin Roosevelt.
Mr. A is Frank Roosevelt.
Mr. B.
Mr. B is Winston Churchill. And for all of those, Mr. C, like I, it is Adolf Hitler. Right? So, ladies and gentlemen,
Escape.
um,
Alt F4. Item 3.
I wanted to draw a point to this. We all love criticisms. We all love to see on the face value what it is. When I was growing up with only 50% of the eyesight, I could never see the blackboard perfectly. My whole perceptions of the entire community and surroundings around me that I was a liability and a burden to the society. Principal used to call my father and demand, take away this child. He's ruining his education environment. I was living in a small town called Bhagalpur, Bihar. No one knew how to deal with a person who would probably eventually lose all of his eyesight. And then, when I used to go to school, teachers thought it was worthless in spending time towards teaching him. The worst thing, when I used to come home, I used to sit a dialogue. Look at this guy, he's worthless. Look at the neighbor's son, he's topping the class. I started to believe that I was incapable. I started to believe that I was not meant for learning. And as a result, I had to suffer the consequences when I failed in class 2, when I had to repeat a year in class 4. But I firmly believe that each one of us, God has a plan for each one of us. At the age of 8 years old, my aunt from America with my uncle, who is an orthopedic surgeon, came for a visit from the United States. They saw me. They proposed to my father, can I take him to the US? Can I give him education and possibly get his eyes cured? Ladies and gentlemen, I moved to the US. My father jumped on the ideas and processed the paperwork. And after 3 rejections of visas, I went to the US at the age of 9 years old. I could not even speak English. The culture was totally different, but one thing was different, an encouraging and positive environment. I still remember the days when I was asked to run a race as part of the physical education class, and I was the last person to come on the finishing line. And then my teacher put me aside and he said, hey son, come here. I know you're the last one, but you have potential, you did pretty good. I thought these Americans have a way of making fun of me. Well, I still remember the first report card, or believe it or not, I was failing in all the subjects and just barely passing in 2. I was absolutely scared. What am I going to show to my mom? What am I going to show to my aunt? What is she going to say? Is she going to repeat the same dialogue? Asif, you're incapable. Asif, you're worthless. With great deal of struggle, and I finally managed to find the courage to show her the report card. And to my surprise, this is the exact, which was a turning point for me. She said, quote, honey, considering the fact that you've been to the United States for the first time, learning new language, learning new culture, I think you did pretty good, but you have potential to do much better. Well, I thought for a moment that these Americans are all crazy because they think failure is a success. But at that time, I actually started to have a thought process that maybe if I try, I can succeed. And ladies and gentlemen, I started to work hard, started to ask my teachers for help, and I started to take interest towards studies. And as a result, I actually got straight A's over 90% in class 10. Well, why I was touched with HR community. As you are aware, in America, when you are in high school, you get a part-time job, either working for a department store or a McDonald's or something which would give you some kind of a pocket money. I decided to apply for a job. It's called Safeway, which is a department store, chain of department store in the western United States. I remember when I applying to that, there was about pool of probably 12 or 15 teenagers sitting, waiting for their turn for their interview. And one of them actually made a comment, "Oh my goodness, we have some blind boy. Oh my God, he thinks he's going to get a job." And then when I was called for an interview, he said, "How would you push the cart? You cannot see. How will you do this?" Then I told him, "Sir, give me one opportunity. I will prove myself." Then I told him, "I will not push the cart. I will pull the cart." And my interview lasted for about half an hour. And guess what? They chose 3 out of the 16, and one of them was Mohammed Asif Iqbal. Well, I wanted to share some reasons that actually I had to come back to India, and I was the first commerce graduate from St. Xavier's College who was actually visually impaired. But I wanted to do an MBA, and I wanted to do an MBA in HR. So I decided that I should write a letter to the IIMs expressing that I would, whether they would have a reservations or whether they would actually entertain a quota as mandated by Persons with Disability Act 1995. So I got I got a letter from the IIM's admissions chairperson stating that there is no such provisions. Again, I was confronted with choice. What should I do? So without consulting anyone, I just decided to get hold of some friends which I knew in Delhi and started to file a public interest litigations in the Court of Disability. And the outcome was they actually initiated reservation quota for the disabled across IIMs and IITs and all government educational institutions in 2000. Well, I want to share the last part of the HR experience on campus. So because if I share the whole MBA experience, it will probably take me about an hour, which I don't want to do that. Otherwise, Shashi will never call me again. So it was for the summer internship. My CV was shortlisted, and there was, I made it to the finals. And when the interview, I told him, he gave me a handout, and obviously I could not see. I'm not going to name the company. He said, "Okay." I told him, "Can you give me a soft copy, sir? Then I can use my computer to read it." He said, "No." "But why? You cannot see?" I said, "No, sir, I lost my eyesight when I was 16. Then he said, "I'm sorry, I will not consider you because I did not ask the permission of my line manager." That really broke my heart because one HR person, he did not see the potential, the talent that I have. Again, I applied for another company. I will not name names. And he said, when the moment that they came to know that I could not see, they said, "Sorry, we don't have a policy to employ persons who are disabled." The third companies again came, and I made it to the final round. He said, "I would love to take you, but I don't have the permissions. I'm not sure how my line managers would react." I had to face about 10 odd rejections in so many stories, and then I was absolutely disheartened, and then approached one of my directors. He made some few phone calls. Again, the next day, the company was coming, called a shipping company, which actually was not blind. But when I said not blind, he was not mentally blind, and he recognized my potentials, and I was actually given a summer internship in that shipping company in Mumbai. Well, the year of my placement came, and my director was asked to leave. I did my MBA from Symbiosis Pune, SMHRD Pune, and he was asked to leave. And again, I was confronted with so many uncertainties. What am I going to do? How am I going to deal with this? Am I going to go home without a placement? And I was extremely, but I decided that I must do something. And I decided to approach companies from my teams. Then I was also invited to speak at a NASSCOM event in Calcutta, and where managing director of PricewaterhouseCoopers was a part of the audience. And I guess he was so impressed that he came up to me and he said, "Would you like to work for me?" But I did not respond to him because when I went to the campus, I was extremely excited, but I also got a pre-placement offers from the company where I did. So again, I was into a dilemma, what should I do? And then I went ahead, and when then nature had its own destiny, and my brother-in-law who passed away, which was a major disaster in terms of my family and personal life. I had no choice. I had to come back to Calcutta and then join PwC. So let me show you how I work with the help of technology.
Title is presentation. Windows T, Taskbar, Internet XP, Excel 2013, enter. Open
So
dash Excel.
I use a screen reader, and what it does
Excel,
is whatever
view
it's
Escape.
on the screen, it says it out loud.
Book
And
1, book 1.
people are generally ask me, even people like Anand Mahindra, Oti Godrej, in various conference, has asked me, how do you read, how do you write? And when I tell them in a normal computer, they are like absolutely astonished. It's not their fault, it's just probably we did not create much awareness. Let me see. So this is an Excel sheet.
4, 1, 2, 412, enter. Lang 1, 2, 3, 4, 1234, enter. Lang A4, 2, 1, 3, 4213, enter. Lang A4, book 1.
So this is an Excel sheet. It tells you exactly where I'm at. It says,
A4.
so it says I'm in cell A4, and then,
Type in the range, enter. Lang A5. 5815.
right? So it does all the formulas. It navigates through series of data. And you know, technology for most of you makes things easy. From people like us, it makes things possible. So, and it works really well on the internet, the Google, and then of course, let me ask you another question. How many people are on Facebook? If yes, say aye. How many people are on LinkedIn? If yes, say aye. How many people are on WhatsApp? If yes, say aye. How many people are on Twitter? If yes, say aye. Brilliant. I'm also a part of your club. I also use the technology on my phone. Okay.
Alt F4, Microsoft Excel. Want to save your changes to a pause tab. Don't save space.
So
Item
it
view
also
multi-select.
works. It also works really well with
1123. Title is presentation. Power of Ordinary People.ppt. Enter. Opening dash. Opening dash PowerPoint. Ready. Power of Ordinary People.ppt. F5. Optimal resolution notification.
Okay, for the interest of those, okay, so it's a PowerPoint slide for those people who cannot see me in the back. And this software, it reads out whatever is on the slide.
Power of Ordinary People.
Okay?
Slide 2. Beginning of P.
But however, it has some limitations. So I know it's called Beginning of the PwC Journey. And this is a picture of a former Chief Minister of West Bengal who I met.
Slide 3. Fun times.
Okay, this is a video clip of me coming down on a mountain. It's a place called Mahabaleshwar. This is about 120 feet down.
Yeah, he's correct. Cool. Clap guys. Sexy. Amazing. Who's recording sir? Amazing.
Fun times. Slide 3. Fun times. Slide 4. Governor Award. Deco.
This is another image of Governor Award.
Slide 5. National Awards.
Again, Hamid Ansari giving me a national award.
Slide 6. Scary moments. Exclaim.
This is me riding a camel, and I generally don't get scared, but riding a camel was like a nightmare come true. You know?
Slide 7. B-School journey.
Okay, in the interest of time, I will not run this video. This is a SCMHRD video.
Slide 8. Fortunate event.
I have my privilege of meeting a great Tamilian, great soul, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, who I worked with. We tried to create the same technology. We were not successful. but it was an amazing moment. I met him at least about 6, 7 times, 8 times, and it was just a wonderful, and I consider myself very, very fortunate that I met him.
Slide 9, Chief Mentor Dash.
Then this is Narayan Murthy. Again, there was about 15,000 students, and I was asked to give a keynote speech there.
Slide 10, Inclusive India Conf.
This is an Kiran Bedi ma'am. I spoke at Inclusive India Conference.
Slide 11, Chairman Dashuladai.
This is an, okay, let me ask you another question. How many people has Aadhaar? If yes, say I. Brilliant. I was part of the team which actually designed the social inclusion strategy. So, I was, now next slide.
Slide 12, Santosh Colony College.
This is a leprosy affected people getting enrolled onto an Aadhaar. Here, it's a very, very interesting story because they, the common myth was that they will get this disease or they will, get this infected or something like that. So we had to convince the outsourced enrollment agencies, and then they finally agreed.
Slide 13, Maharashtra.
Maharashtra.
Slide 14, my family.
This is my only one wife and my daughter. Yeah.
Slide 15, family moments.
This is me riding on an elephant just recently. I was initially scared to ride on top of an elephant, but it was one of the amazing moments. Okay, now next slide, I am actually driving a car. It may not be real one.
Slide 16, accessible tour.
Thank you so much. Okay, so that was amazing.
Me.
Okay.
Slide 17, contact details.
Okay, I'm just going to conclude because I heard the bell ring. So, can I ask you to all close your eyes and say I? I would like to conclude this by sharing an incident of Swami Vivekanand. One day, Swami Vivekanand was resting, and one of his disciples came to him extremely worried and he said, Swamiji, I have some terrible news. One of my relatives is diagnosed with a disease and he's going to lose all of his sight. Swamiji did not respond. Disciple probably thought that he did not listen to him and again said it in a louder voice, Swamiji, some terrible news. My relative might lose all of his eyesight. Swamiji again did not respond. And the third time, in the loudest voice possible, the disciple said, Swamiji, my relative is going blind. Swamiji said, you fool. He may be losing his eyesight, but he has not lost his inner vision. So ladies and gentlemen, awaken your inner vision to realize the potential in all the talents you have. Thank you very much. You've been great. So I know I have overshot my time, but I would still like to take one question. I know Shashikant, I'm so sorry for this, but I'd like to take one more question at least from the audience.
Can we all stand up and give him a round of applause for what he's been doing? Can we give him a standing ovation? And I'd like to also thank you so much. I'd like to invite Philip from medmemo.com to please sit down. Thank you so much.
And if you allow me to take only one question, I would be very obliged.
Yeah, Asif, we just, Philip is out here. He's going to
Okay.
come and give you a book.
Oh, thank
and
you.
post that, we'll take one quick question.
Okay. Thank you, Phyllis. How are you?
Thank you. So I'm just going to hand over the mic to one of you who have a question. Okay.
Good morning. My name is Janvi Gokhalakrishnan. Throughout your struggles, throughout your experiences, it's been a daunting task and challenges all the way through. What is it that you think will inspire, will encourage people with special abilities to come forward and achieve their dreams that they see through their inner vision?
Okay, I'm glad you asked that questions because that's a typical question asked. But I'm not talking only about people with disability or, but you know, previous speaker talked about vision. But no vision without action is just a daydream. See, I tell everyone, whether you are able or disabled, if you do not believe in yourself, you will not get anywhere. The biggest battle to win is to first conquer yourself, believe in yourself, believe in your destiny, and life will take you there. This is my promise.